You call yourselves a team? A family? But a family that can't save itself merely works together to die alone. Behold, my family. The Greeks did love horses. And irony.
Hello and welcome to another issue of the Headless Hammerhead Guide to Comics and More. Today we're going to be reviewing the X-Men expansion for Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. This expansion is full of stuff and we can't go into any details in just one video, so I'm going to do an overview of everything that's in this book. The list of characters is in another video that I did earlier this past weekend, and you can view that video. I'll put a link at the description below to that video so that you can see the list of characters. But this video is going to review all of the other stuff. Again, not in detail, but just to tell you what is in this book in case you're considering purchasing it. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. The book starts with an overview of what mutants are and a history of mutants in the Marvel Universe. It gives you tips on playing mutants and running a campaign with mutants in it. The next several chapters go into specific mutant teams and their histories, how to play them, and the different variations of these teams, the different iterations of these teams, as well as what villains usually face these teams. And we're going to review each one of these next. First up, we've got the X-Men. Then we've got X-Factor, X-Force, mutant classes. This is the young mutants who are in the classes for an Xavier school for youngsters, for gifted youngsters. This book also has a lot of maps. It's got the maps of the Quinjet. It's got the maps of Xavier's mansion, like here, several floors. Yeah, there's over a dozen maps in this book. Next, we've got the Marauders. Then we've got Alpha Flight, which I'm nice to see them there. The Exiles. And then we've got Other Worlds. Basically, it tells you what kinds of mutants you would encounter in other universes and how they're treated, things like that. Not to be confused with Futures Past, which is the section that tells you how in different timelines mutants will be treated and what kinds of mutants you will encounter in these timelines. Then we got chapter 12, which is the new rules. There are a ton of new rules. So it begins with the new team maneuvers. So team maneuvers are mentioned in the core rulebook. Briefly, you can choose a team maneuver for your team. It tells you how to do it. But because these are specific X-Men team, they all have a set team maneuver. And it lists for each one of these teams what their team maneuver is and what you can do with it, as well as how they work differently from the team maneuvers in the core rulebook. Then you've got the optional mutant reputation rule. This is like a clock for your campaign where the way mutants are seen by the general public is scales. So it could be negatively, it could be positively, and it'll range, it'll go up and down, and it tells you how to run a campaign using the mutant reputation gauge going up and down throughout the campaign. It's a pretty cool rule. It adds like a whole new dimension to a campaign that you would be running for Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. I think it's very interesting. Then we've got the schooling. So this is mainly aimed at younger mutants. This is a rule that gives you advancement options between ranks. So if you're rank 1 and going up to rank 2, this has like sub-ranks that lead you up to rank 2 as you get more education in the whatever school you're in. It's a cool way to advance without having to explain how overnight you gained 3 new powers. Here you gradually learn to use your powers through the schooling that you receive, which is pretty neat. Then we got new equipment like adamantium and the helmet, Magneto's helmet. Then finally we get an official formal vehicle rule section. So I will do an entire video on just that. But for now, just know the vehicle rules do exist, and they are in this book. Next, then, we have new conditions. So you have different conditions instead of just stunned and prone and things like that. They have new ones. And then separate from that, they have infections and possessions. Even though these could be considered conditions, there's a whole separate set of rules for infections and possessions. There's a rule for mental duels, which is pretty neat. And then also, of course, you can't have an X-Men book without the danger room rules. So the danger room's a really cool way where if all of your players can't make it to a session and you only have like 2 players show up out of 6, then you can do a danger room game, and basically they just practice fighting in the danger room, and it's pretty neat. You can have the session regardless whether you have your full crew or not. And for character creation, we have new origins. We also have new traits. I will do a video on the new origins, new traits, and new tags. For now, just know that there are new ones in this book. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you're liking this video, please hit that like button, the thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot, and also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you. Then we got the new powers. There's just under 40 new powers. I will make a video for the new powers, probably several videos. I'll spread it out over several videos, but there are new power sets. There's 4 new power sets: healing, luck, sixth sense, and translation. And then there's additions to existing power sets: power control, resize, telepathy, and teleportation, as well as some changes to existing powers and power sets that are not listed there. Just a quick overview here for elemental control. You've got these changes you can see here. Then we've got the power sets for healing. Here are luck and sixth sense, 2 new power sets. They have several powers within each of them, which is really great. There were several missing powers. There's still some powers that they have not addressed in Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. Maybe in the Spider-Verse, like plant control, they don't have that, which is really interesting. Some rules for resize powers here. Then we've got the sixth sense power set. And then telekinesis has some new information, new changes. Telepathy and teleportation have some new powers as well. Translation is a new power set, and you can see the list of powers there. And then there's narrative powers. Narrative powers are powers that can't fit into a traditional power set, and are difficult to fit into a traditional power set during play. Something like the Infinity Gems, you know, powers from the Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity Stones, whatever you want to call them. I know them as the gems. In any case, here are the power sets in visual form: healing, luck, sixth sense, really huge power set there. And then we got translation. Again, I will do a couple of videos detailing each of these powers individually and in full detail, but just not today. And if you're falling asleep, you can rest easy because it's over. Another issue of the Headless Hammerhead Guide to Comics and More in the bag. You know the drill. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you don't like it, leave me a thumbs down, but make sure to leave a comment to let me know how I can improve and make things better. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. I usually respond within an hour. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Hit the subscribe button as well so that you can get those notifications. And thank you very much for supporting my channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.